all of you hopeless romantics out there. Greetings to the frustrated and forlorn residents of the friend zone. My name is Lanie. I am the spinster princess, and this is Hope is Poison. In my last video, I talked about what it might mean to be in love with somebody, and I would like to have a discussion on that because I came to the conclusion that every single person on the planet has a slightly different definition of what it means to be in love. So if you have not seen that video, it was my first video on this channel. It might be a little bit awkward, please bear with me, but I will link it in the cards, and if you would like to participate in the discussion and share your definition of what it means to be in love, go ahead, let's have a discussion. But for this video, we are going to be talking about being in love with somebody versus being in love at somebody. When you are in love with somebody, you actually interact with them. There is a level of reciprocity. Granted, it's not going to always be perfect reciprocity because there is no such thing. There's always a little bit of an imbalance, but it works. You make googly eyes at them because you're hoping that they'll kiss you. They kiss you. You want to go on a date somewhere? They are down. You want to see them? You call, you text, you send a DM to their Instagram, they appear. That person is an active participant in your interaction. You know personal things about this individual because they chose to tell you. You didn't have to Facebook stalk them to find something out. You didn't have to ask their friends to find something out. You didn't have to piece together bits of disjointed information to arrive at what is often an erroneous conclusion about their personal habits, traits, beliefs, what have you. You know them. And sure, there is always the possibility that this individual with whom you are so deeply and truly in love is totally playing you. They are full of shit. They have an agenda. Maybe they just want to get laid. Maybe they just need some arm candy. Maybe they're trying to prove something to their friends. Maybe they're a psycho. It could be a billion things, but somebody's gonna say that. Somebody's gonna call me out and say, but people fake it. People fake entire relationships. I know this. I was with a guy who faked the entire relationship and it absolutely sucked. But you know what? It was fun while it lasted. Anyway, I'm just saying that if somebody is faking it and is doing all of these things and is paying attention to you and sharing information and actually interacting with you, they are playing the game well because that's what being in love with somebody is supposed to look like. A final point about being in love with somebody. Okay, aside from the occasional awkward DTR conversation, aside from maybe an occasional argument, or maybe some really weird sexual experimentation, generally you're not super nervous around this person. You don't tend to get what we call hyper vigilant around this person because you can chill with this person. You are comfortable in their presence. If anything, this person's presence has an effect on you that is simultaneously calming and exhilarating, but it is not nerve-wracking. Now, when you are in love at somebody, that is a very special, particularly interesting, often extremely embarrassing in retrospect, brand of cuckoo. And I am not dissing you if you happen to find yourself in this state at the moment. I have been there, and yes, I'm embarrassed when I look back on it. Because basically, you're like a monkey in a zoo, flinging poo at this oblivious passerby, and they have no idea that what you're trying to do is flirt. So when you are crushing hard on somebody who has no idea that you like them, it's probably going to make you uneasy, especially when you are not getting back what you think you are putting out. You are putting out all of these love vibes towards this person, and you're getting back bupkis. Essentially, it is really uncomfortable when we approach somebody hoping for a certain reaction and getting a totally different reaction. And this gets even more nerve-wracking when they're super cool and super friendly and super chatty on one occasion and then somewhat aloof on the next occasion. What gives? And now, whenever you approach this person, you are probably, not definitely, but probably going to be in a state of hypervigilance. Your heart is pounding. It feels like you have ginger ale in your skull. Your hands are cold. You have trouble getting your words out. You may be a little bit short of breath when you talk to them. And that's kind of weird. So when you are chill, you are calm, cool, and collected in front of this person, your body is able to naturally communicate a certain body language that their brain will unconsciously perceive as a sign of attraction. Your pupils may dilate. You may unconsciously mimic their body postures. Your ears will actually tune in on their voice. If you are female, your voice may get a little bit higher and a little bit more sing-songy when you are around this person. I didn't do a good job of imitating that. It's supposed to be sexy. I'm just not sexy. And I'm not attracted to my camera, so I can't really do it. If you are male, you are going to display traits that are traditionally masculine according to societal standards. Not sure what those are. I'm not a dude. At any rate, your body will unconsciously communicate signals that their brain will unconsciously perceive. But if you are hypervigilant, your pupils don't dilate, you have trouble hearing them, you have trouble getting your words out, your body language is rigid, so there's no way you are going to mimic their body language to create some kind of sense of solidarity. You're just going to come across as, let's face it, awkward, and awkward is often off-putting. So how do you fight that? And before I dance around that question and completely fail to give you a definitive answer, because in the world of romance there usually is no definitive answer, let's talk about awkwardness, because awkwardness can be absolutely adorable, especially if that person already likes you and they can tell that you're a little bit awkward because you like them. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. They might be really awkward themselves, and so they might find awkwardness an attractive trait. But this type of awkwardness due to hypervigilance, is usually off-putting, and it is off-putting because it signals unconsciously to the person with whom you are interacting that you don't really want to be there, you are uncomfortable around them, and everybody wants somebody who can be chill in their presence. Basically, it signals to them that you don't like them. So back to the question of how the hell do you get around this? Well, there are tons of people out there. I can already feel them typing in the comment section. You can learn to control your heart rate. Baby, you are not a monk. You have not studied at a monastery for decades and learned to do that. You cannot learn to consciously control your autonomic functioning after reading one internet article. Sorry to say, them's the facts. But honestly, guys, the best way to get around this involuntary hypervigilance is just to say to this person, I am so sorry if I seem weird. I'm a little bit nervous. You might blame the weird situation that you're in. The party's strange. The people are strange. You might say that you have social anxiety. Maybe you really do have social anxiety, and that's an entirely different video for an entirely different time that I am totally willing to talk about if you want to hear it. You might even say, I'm so sorry if I seem a little bit nervous. I get kind of awkward around really hot guys, girls, people. Pick your poison. So is that risky? I don't think so. I think that that is the best move you could possibly make, but what the fuck do I know? And I can already feel the questions. Okay, I can do that. I can totally do that. I can say what you just recommended. But what response means, I like you back. I want to go on a date. I want to smash. I want to get married and have babies. Dude, I don't fucking know. It depends on the person. They might give you the, shucks, I'm not that hot. You don't need to be nervous around me. Does that mean, oh shit, I don't think you're that hot, but no need to be nervous around me? Well, it might mean that. I don't know. Again, depends on the person. But speaking for me personally, only for me personally, this is not fact, this is a personal story. If I had no interest in a guy and he came up to me and said, oh God, I get nervous talking to hot girls, I would be like, dude, I'm not that hot, seriously, don't be nervous. And that would mean, if a guy that I had a crush on came up to me and said, I get nervous talking to hot girls, I'd be like, where Where's the hot girl? Where's my competition? So what about cases when you feel like saying to your crush, oh my gosh, I get nervous talking to hot people, would be going out on a very precarious limb and you're not ready for that step? What's going to happen? Well, in that case, you're going to admire from afar. And every little interaction that you have with this person is going to feel positively monumental to you, even if you just said hi. So in your mind, there was this gigantic, gargantuan, important, life-altering, earth-shattering event. To your crush, you said hello. You like their pictures on Instagram. Oh, just the sight of that beautiful face. Oh, I'm gonna hit like. My heart is pounding in my temples. My hand is shaking. I liked his picture! Ah! So say that a year goes by. You've been saying hello. You've been liking their pictures on Instagram. And nothing's happening. They haven't asked you out. You gotta step it up, right? What do you do?
No!
Come on, you were already doing that. You know you were. Seriously, girl, if you want to know something about that person that you're crushing on, ask them. Show some interest. If you ask them a question and they don't really answer you, then they're probably not interested, or maybe they're just a really private person, or maybe they're just really shy. Or it could go the other way. Maybe you ask a question and they give you a very detailed response. Does that mean that they are interested? Maybe. It could also mean that they're just a very open person. So yet again, it depends on the person. But my parting wisdom on this topic is talk, don't stalk. Ooh, what about doing him a favor? I'll internet stalk him, I'll find out what his favorite meal is, I'll break into his apartment, I'll cook the meal, and I'll have it ready for him when he gets home. That's romantic, right? He'll know I like him then. For fuck's sake, no. Listen, guys, gals, non-binaries, everybody, the line between sweet and psycho is reciprocation. And until you are certain that your attraction is reciprocated, unsolicited favors are fucking psycho. Something that would be incredibly sweet within the context of an actual established mutual romantic relationship is really creepy outside of that context. So you see, guys, there is absolutely no foolproof formula for sussing out whether or not somebody has the hots for you. As a researcher, the number 2 question I get, number 1 is, does size matter? But the number 2 question that I get is, how do I tell if this person likes me? Honestly, the best answer that I can give you is to try to feel out the energy that exists between you and your crush and try to evaluate that energy objectively. I know that that sounds really new agey and flaky, but really there is a vibe. There is a vibe. Some people are better at picking up on it than others. So, yeah, that's my answer. Dude, I'm terrible at this. And let me wrap this up by saying that while I may have read 1 or 2 peer-reviewed scholarly articles on this topic, my opinions and my reactions to this stuff, my reactions to the articles that I devour, if I'm actually being honest about that, it's based on personal experience. And I know personal experience is way more interesting than a scholarly article. So yes, I have been that person with the crush. I have been that person flinging poo at the poor guy who has no idea what I'm doing, who has no idea that I'm suffering from subclinical anxiety over the version of him that exists in my head, which is not actually the real him. I have also been on the other side of the equation where some rando guy is doing some really weird shit. He's acting bizarrely. He's asking me some extremely weird questions. He's doing weird things with his body language, and then he's noticing really random things about my body language and pointing them out, or he's insulting me, we have got to have a discussion about negging, because negging has got to go. So yes, I've been on both sides and they both suck. So that wraps it up for today. As always, thank you guys so very much for joining me. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. Throw me a pity like, give me some encouragement to make some more videos. I am brand new, so I need those likes. I also need those subscribers. So if you find this content interesting, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Very special shout out to you if you were watching this video on the toilet. And until next time, talk, don't stalk.